Before we start the review of this video, this photo that I reference a lot in my other videos and I'm going to reference throughout this video as well. This photo was really the reason why I wanted the leather jumpsuit and how I found out they even have the leather jumpsuit. I thought they only made it in TE and Cupro and silk. I have enough clothes to do this outfit now, so throughout this video you're gonna see me, some b-roll, you're gonna see what it looks like on me. I don't have the Tatlin coat. My coat is just thrifted. Maybe I'll get the Tatlin coat. I've been thinking about it. There must be a reason why everybody loves it. With this review, it's a bit difficult because I made a really in-depth review on my TE version already. So my plan right now is the first version, I don't know what version you're watching, but the first version is gonna assume that you've seen the TE videos. And then the second video is gonna assume you haven't and you don't want to. You just want to see the leather. Before we get into the review, I would like to tell you a quick history on jumpsuits. So the first ever jumpsuit was designed in 1919 for parachute-related purposes. Flying into war, smuggling cocaine in and out of the US, crime delivery, overthrowing democratic states around the world because their democracy wasn't aligned with the interest of the US version of democracies. And then by the late 1930s, the jumpsuit was first shown on the runway by Elsa. So the jumpsuit were originally worn by men, and then in the Second World War, female munition workers started to wear them. I'm sure you recognize this photo. This is Rosie. Roses are Rosie. She's wearing a jumpsuit. This is a propaganda for World War II. And then during the 70s through 90s, they were mainly worn by celebrities and musicians. You know, they wear it on stage. The likes of Cher, Elvis, David Bowie, Kiss, Insane Clown Posse, Ed Sheeran. Okay, details. So we're gonna talk about the zippers and the pockets and all that, but first let's talk about the zippers and the hardware. You know, there are functional and decorative, so I love everything about it. Let's start from the bottom. So two zippers on the helm that you can flare the pants out. Okay, well, you can sort of flare them out because they're elasticized. They flared out-ish, but not the greatest of flare. I would highly recommend that Rick and the team do the Gary zipper, no elasticize, so when you do flare them out, they stay there because it looks better on there. It looks okay here, but it could be better. It looks more free on the Gary. Okay, a little bit more about the flare. Normally, I love the fact that the pants cover the footwear more than half, but with these, they look so much better with the zipper all the way down instead of flaring out. I think I love the zipper. I think I love the fact that the zippers show itself when you zip it down, but when you flare it out, the zipper are not together, so then you don't see the silver hardware. Okay, let's move up. So the Bauhaus zipper, we'll talk about the pockets aspect later, but the zipper, dude, I love the zipper so much. They add so much character to the trouser. Again, Rick does release trousers without the Bauhaus zipper and they look so naked. They look so uninspired. These pockets and the zipper detailing really complete the look. I think most of you would agree with me that you would take the Bauhaus zipper over the no Bauhaus zipper. Even if you're not going to use the Bauhaus pockets underneath the zipper, decoratively speaking, they look great. They look complete. Okay, so tab, rivets, and snap detailing. We've been talking about the zippers that are functional, that will open up the pants or open up a pocket. Now, these are just decorative, but I love them. I love that they're silver. I love that they pop. They make the jumpsuit looks a bit more dynamic, looks a bit more fun. There's two holes on the Bauhaus pocket just so there's some air flowing into the jumpsuit. I haven't had anything falling out of my pocket, but the only items that go through there are my AirPod, wallet, my phone. Yeah, my phone. So, you know, nothing small. So maybe if I were to put coin in there, it might fall out. I don't know yet. I haven't tried. I don't really carry coins. If I get it at a restaurant, I'll just leave it as tip. If I get it at a store, I just leave it as tip. The Bauhaus pockets. I am very glad that the material on the pocket is the same leather. I'm glad they didn't do any lining or change the material because, you know, Rick and the team could have easily used cotton or polyester because most pockets are like that. So I'm very happy about that. However, this is double-edged sword because since it's leather, I care about it more. So normally if I were to like sneeze or blow my nose, I would put the dirty tissues in my pocket. I don't care. Like if I wear it with my Bodhi jacket, I'll put it in there. I don't give a shit. But with leather product, I tend to baby it a little more because I love leather. So I do get a bit more hesitant when it comes to putting dirty paper, dirty receipt, dirty snot-written tissues in there. The side pockets, there's no zippers. On my Rick Owens biker pants, those have zippers. I wish these also had zipper. That would have been great, but it also might have been overkill. Let me know what you think. I feel like it would add on to the character. I don't think it would overkill. Okay, remember when I told you the flagathon, like let's put the flagathon and let's put the tecrator. So do you see how empty this look without the Bauhaus zippers? It's incomplete. It feels incomplete to me. Yes, I love the fact that you get drawstrings with it, but the lack of silver hardware, the lack of the Bauhaus trouser, they really changed the mood of the jumpsuit. Now it just looked like a regular Dickie suit. With the Bauhaus jumpsuit, it looks fashionable. It looks fashion forward, whereas it looks a bit empty. It feels incomplete to me. I mean, look, even if they didn't put the Bauhaus pockets, if they just put the zippers on there, it would work for me. It would. The silver hardware really makes the jumpsuit what the jumpsuit is to me. Does that make sense? Of course, you know, this is my opinion. I prefer my jumpsuit to pop a little, but if you want it to be more low-key, then that version might be better for you. But look, if you're gonna spend $2,000, might as well go all out. Get the Bauhaus. Don't get whatever this version is called. I think they're calling it the Luxor now because they re-released it for Luxor. Side pockets. I'm not kidding you when I said I wrote all of that beautiful thing about how the Bauhaus pockets are leather, it's not cotton, and how I love the material. And then I move up to the side pockets, and then when you put your hands in there, it's just cotton. It's a bit disappointing, but we're gonna be positive. I stand by all the positive things I said about Bauhaus, and I'm gonna be positive about the side pocket as well. It's very normal for a designer to use different material for pockets. It's very normal for pockets to be polyester or cotton or silk or whatever. Look, this is just me really digging into every detail, flipping every rock possible. At the end of the day, it really doesn't matter. Okay, but actually, okay, it does matter on this because it is $5,400. So, okay, I would have loved leather, but I don't mind that it's cotton. Maybe I do mind. I don't know. Two back pockets. Doesn't fit too much. Fits about half a water bottle. Not a lot of space. And to be honest, I haven't used it yet because I have so many pockets up front already that I never needed to touch the back. I like that it's there, kinda, but you know there is a flaw with it. So when you sit on a hard surface, you can feel the snap button closures. With my pannier, the trouser I'm wearing today, the pockets on the back, they have a flap to cover it, whereas on the jumpsuit, the snap button closure, they expose it out all the way. So when you sit on a hard surface like this chair right here, you would feel it. But when I'm wearing this pannier, I don't feel it because the flap really helps. So how I fix that situation is, which is rare that I have to sit on hard surfaces, but I went to the government building the other day to get some paperwork for my car. And what I did was I gathered up all the dangles and just placed it underneath my butt, so then it acts as a cushion. So that really helped a lot. High rise. I was correct in the belief that they made the rise under women shorter because of the lack of penises. So I would say it was about 11 to 12 on the women and it's about 15 to 17 on the men. That is very drastic. I like this better because it makes for a more comfortable sitting experience and it makes for a more comfortable wearing experience when one is jumpsuit, because as a one unit jumpsuit, when you move your leg, you move everything else. When you move one part of the body, it moves every other part. So the fact that it's high rise, I don't have to adjust as much, which is great, because when I was wearing the TE version, if I sit down and get back up, I have to constantly fix myself because the rise is just not as high as I would like them to be. I will take comfort over a slightly better looking garment any day. My confidence will make up for the deficit. Okay, so let's talk about wearing it. So high rise. Wearing these, it's incredibly comfortable. While wearing the trouser, the ride doesn't really matter, but when one is jumpsuit, the high rise really helps. The extra room, it's incredibly useful when just doing daily tasks. If I need to reach something high, if I need to bend down, sit, get up, sit back up, you know, stuff like that. So the high rise helped greatly, and I've always been a big advocate for high rise trousers because low rise it looks good, mid rise it looks good, but high rise it provides you with options. You can wear it up as mid rise or high rise, and on this channel we prefer options. And come on, don't you want your balls to breathe? You know, but when you wear low rise and mid rise, not a lot of room. The flight suit gathers into the waistband an elasticized waistband. I love this detail. It's a very necessary detail because this version doesn't have the drawstring, so you're really counting on you picking the right size. Color, it's just black. I don't know what else you want to hear from me. It's a black color. You've heard me say it a bunch of times, but whenever I wear Owens pieces without the drawstring, these drawstring, it just feels very empty. When I wear my banana trouser, it feels empty. It feels like there should be something there. Other Rick Owens fan can talk to me about it. Leave it in the comment. Do you miss the drawstring when you buy Rick Owens pieces without the drawstring? Because I do. And you know, on the practical side, it would have been great to have drawstring on this. Blah 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 blah. Made in Italy, Concordia to be specific. Rick Owens, I believe he owned the factory since 2014, 2017, somewhere around there. I would love to visit the factory one day. I've seen some video of it. They look really good, and I want to go to the factory and shed some lights on the hardworking people there that don't get as much credit. I love Rick, but I think creative director gets too much attention because there are a lot of seamstress, a lot of people there like pattern cutter. A lot of people put their sweat and tear and blood into making the garments that we have today, and I don't think those people get enough credit. So if I were to get big one day, you know, I would love to just go visit, because I think the people working at Rick is definitely working harder than the people at Dior, because, you know, Rick's always coming up with new shapes, and that's require a lot of planning. So, you know, you gotta, I'm pretty sure you have to 3D model it first, send it to have it sample, readjust, fix it. But Rick Owens, he makes a lot of new shapes, so it's definitely hard on the people at the factory, but I'm sure they love it because Rick is constantly pushing them creatively, whereas at Dior, you know, everything just looks exactly like what you think it is. Oh, a sweater? Here, it looks like a sweater. A hoodie? Oh, it looks like a hoodie. With Rick, a sweater? Here's a banana knit. Design this, please. We need it back in 2 weeks. Anyway, I love it. I love the fact that these people are able to execute Rick Owens' crazy, weird ideas. I think they deserve more credit. I would love to visit them. And, you know, I would love to visit the marketing, the PR team, just so I can be nice to them, so then they can send me free stuff and then invite me to the show. I would love that. I would love to visit both departments. That'd be great. That's a dream of mine. Hopefully one day this channel can take me there. But if they don't, I still love making the content I do. But who knows? You know, it could lead to something bigger one day. You never know. You just have to keep working hard at it. One thing to note though, these jumpsuits are made in a lot of pieces and not just one sheet of leather. I mean, most companies do this, you know, when you flip it inside out, you can see it better. It's not good nor bad, it's how clothes are made. So when you need to mass produce something or produce something in a larger amount than 10 to 20, you need to do it in pieces. So then if you make one mistake, you don't have to start over completely. The sleeves are more or less the same as the TE, except I believe it's slightly longer. Let's put the measurement up, just a little bit longer. And I love longer sleeve. I love everything about it. Everything about the sleeve I love. It's a bit more form-fitting, which looks really good, but that also means that it doesn't look that good if you want to wear a really thick under layer, which you shouldn't do anyway. This should be the bottom layer. But here's how the leather looks. Here's how the leather jumpsuit looks when you stuff a hoodie or sweater underneath. Okay, so detail. This Bauhaus flight suit is full length. First of all, I have never owned any one-piece garment. It is something new to me. My first concern was, how hard is it to go to the bathroom? Because I remember in high school back in 2014, 2015, rompers were getting really, excuse me, rompers were really getting popular at my school, and all the girls were talking about like when they go to the bathroom, they're essentially naked because they have to take the top half off. Public bathroom in America, there's a giant hole at the bottom, a giant hole on the top. Somebody could just sneak over. So imagine if they just sneak over and they see me naked taking a dump. So that was the thought I had prior to getting this, and it's confirmed. I tried going to the bathroom and it's at my own house without a shirt, and you have to take the whole things off. Everything's gonna be at ankle length when you're taking a dump. So yeah, you're never gonna catch me outside without a shirt underneath, no matter how hot it is. And after wearing it for a month or two now, I love it. I feel great. I feel incredibly confident. And I've been slowly getting into F1, and wearing this jumpsuit makes me feel like I'm gonna drive it, because essentially that's what they're wearing too. it's fun. I like F1 a lot. One of the things that held me back was in the beginning, I grouped F1 with NASCAR, and NASCAR is super boring. Just going around in circle, like that meme of the piglet running around the pig mother. It's super boring. But with F1, there are sharp turns. F1 is far superior and it's a lot shorter. NASCAR, dude, 500 laps, that's insane. Most F1 is just 50, 60 laps. It's doable, it's watchable. The bala zipper running from the crotch to the neck. One thing I wanted to add though, this leather is heavy, but it's not as stiff as the cotton. So this means that zipping it up on the leather version is a lot harder. So put it side by side right now. It takes me really quick to just pull it up on the cotton. But with the leather, I have to use my hand to press the leather down so it doesn't get stuck. And I will show you some of the damage that the zipper has done to the leather lining. This will be the only time where I wish for the leather to be cotton. It has deterred me from wearing this jumpsuit here and there because it just takes so much longer to zip it up. And sometimes when I zip it up in a hurry, I ruin the leather, and I don't like that. I really want to take care of my leather goods. But on the positive side, you get more leather. So, you know, I cannot praise them enough for the zipper. The MAKASY zipper, it's beautiful, it's smooth, it's high quality, it's big. Whereas the YKK, it's smaller, it feels plasticky. This is full metal. This is heavy. I love it. I love everything about it. It's okay. Think of it this way. Zippers. Think of it as the bun on a burger. You know, any bun will work. We can still call it a burger. But if a restaurant uses brioche bread, now that is a real burger. That's when it becomes a real deal. So, but the regular bread is good. Brioche is where it's at. The neck collar, more or less the same with the cotton, except for that on the cotton is a lot bigger. On the leather, it's not that big because I have this weird tendency to just burrow my head because I'm the type of person that can't stay still. So like I burrow my head into the garment, stuff like that. So it's a bit droopy, but it's not big. So I wish it was a bit more structured. I wish they would have blended this part in with something more structured. It features the vertical zip pockets on the left chest. The only thing I wanted to add to this segment is that on the cotton one, it's not as big as the leather one. Hopefully I can put it side by side so you can see the size. Pretty much all of this is the pocket. So you will never fill it up, but I'm glad that it's there. And the placement, the size, everything is perfect. Long sleeve. The sleeve are on the slim side, which give these jumpsuits a really nice look. It's not too skinny. It's perfect. And the only downside, if you want to call it a downside, is that you can't put a sweater or a hoodie underneath. But common sense would tell you that, like, you know, if you're gonna wear a hoodie, you should take the top half off and then put the hoodie on. You shouldn't try to put a hoodie underneath and then wear it with the, you know what I mean? It doesn't make sense. Like aesthetically, practically, it doesn't make sense. Everything else is perfect. I love that it's slim but not too slim. It feels and looks great. Elasticized cuffs at the end of the long sleeve. I don't particularly like this detail because I feel it's a bit redundant, because the elasticized cuffs will only be useful if the sleeve were to be wide, but since the sleeve are on the slim side, when you roll it up, it would stay up already. The only time where you need elasticized cuffs is when, let's say, look at this Bodhi jacket. They don't look bad, but I just think the Gary flight suit looks better because of the lack of elasticized cuffs. Yeah, the Gary jumpsuit. I'm gonna get it one day. I love that thing, but it's just, these pieces are incredibly pricey. I think the Gary jumpsuit's like $4,000. So it's a leather, I understand, but yeah, I'm gonna get it one day. I'm gonna get that Gary jumpsuit. I want to expose my butt. Aesthetically speaking, the jumpsuit looks great from the front, but the back, it's really lacking. Other than the 4 silver hardware on the pockets, they're very standard looking. I wish Rick had added the signature back strap. That would have added a little nice touch to the jacket, to the jumpsuit from the back. On my Klaus jacket, in the early version, in the leather version, they had this on the back. Imagine if you added that onto this jumpsuit. That would be incredible. And it'll be incredibly useful for the practical aspect with airflow. If it gets too hot, reach back, zip it up, airflow go in. The front still look great, but you get airflow from the back. The new jumpsuit, the Tommy jumpsuit, they had the butt flap. You could add that to this too. That would look amazing. I'm all for that. Rick, the team, if you're listening, just add all of these details I just listed. Speaking of the Klaus jacket, I haven't forgot about my Klaus tech shoulder jacket. I will make that video. I think I made 3 so far. I talked about the detail and the material. I've lost the juice to talk about it. I've gotten so many new clothes that I'm not particularly more excited to talk about, but I've lost the juice to talk about the tech shoulder clouse jacket. I don't know why, but I will force myself to talk about it because it is a great jacket, and I believe I'm the only YouTuber that has it. I don't know if anybody else has it. I know a girl who has all three colorway, but I don't think she's on YouTube, so I will make content about it because I believe in spreading the gospel of Rick Owens onto this shit platform. Alright, so you guys just saw the measurement for both the leather and the TE version. So sizing, I got these in a 36. At the time of purchase, 34 was unavailable, so the choices were between 32 and 36, and I believe I made the right choice in getting 36. Obviously, you combine the droopiness of the leather and me getting one size or two size over, it's a bit more droopy here and there, but my confidence will make up for that lack of aesthetically pleasing, tight, form-fitting look, which is fine. I'm okay with that. If you're asking me for sizing recommendation, I would suggest going true to size if you could. So if you're 32, get 32. In another video, I talk about how the waist will always be a problem no matter what size you get. It's confirmed now. Put the number back up, put both of the jumpsuit back up. We need the drawstring rig. Please take it from the other jumpsuit and put them here. And you know, for these leather jumpsuit, please give us leather drawstring too. That would be so sick. Alright, so retail price on these were $5,400. The TE version retail for $2,000. So it's a very steep differences. The price, this is one of my priciest items, and that is saying something. Again, you know, for people who are interested in Rick, you know, we're more than well off than most people because, you know, Rick Owens, just the price tag, the initial price tag is just high. So if you wear Rick Owens, you know that it's not that weird for an item to be priced $5,000. Again, I want us to take a step back and to remove this high fashion perspective lens that we've used. So, you know, $5,400, that is a lot of money. I do question my decision sometimes to show off these items, these high ticketed items. I understand that for some people who are having a bad day, you know, they might get mad because they're having a shitty day and I'm out here dropping 5K on a jumpsuit. Some people might be behind on rent and they're like, dude, I could really use 5K and this asshole just drop it on a pair of jumpsuit. So it's not lost on me. I'm very aware of the type of content I put out and what it means to put these content out. I'm very aware of that. My justification for this so far is that I'm giving you information. I'm being informative. I'm being entertaining. So it just, you know, you and I have seen people who simply make videos simply to flex the price tag. I think those people make content that lacks substance. I believe that my video, they have substance behind it. It's not just shallow. It's not just content that you watch and then forget. And then, you know, it's just, I'm proud of the content I put out while also being very aware of how privileged I am in that I can spend $5,400 on a pair of jumpsuit when some people don't even have $5,000 in their bank account. Quality control. When you flip inside out, you can see some excess leather that I think could have been, you know, cleaned up a bit. All of these are forgiven. What I don't forgive though is this. The excess of the zippers and the leather there. It's not sewn in complete to the rest of the garment. I love Brick and the team, but I will call them out if there's a flaw that I see within their garment. I think this was a big miss. It could have been done better. You know, obviously it doesn't matter when it comes to comfort and all that, but it just, you're charging us so much money. I want better quality control. All right, let's move on from that really negative talking point. So water test. Dude, this jumpsuit, crazy against the water. I'm sure you're looking at the video right now. The water, they're just sitting there. No seeping through, no nothing. I thought the blend of cotton could have made this more susceptible to water, but nope. It stays right there. Wipe it off real quick. Felt brand new. No wet spot, no nothing. I am very impressed with the water test. I am planning on wearing these on the cold winter snowy day, so I'm very happy to know that the leather, you know, it's great against water because when it's snowing, when it's raining, it's gonna get wet. So if I'm just wearing this leather jumpsuit, I'm happy to know that the leather would just come off the jumpsuit. Okay, so here's how much I love this piece. I work 7 days a week if you're not familiar. So when I do these little testing with my Geo basket, with my Bodhi jacket, with the Balenciaga Triple S, I wear them to work. But with this piece, I was genuinely nervous about wearing it to work because I do not want to spill any food on there. I work in a restaurant, so I was so concerned. So I never wore it to work. I think it's the fact that it's leather, because with my TE version, I wore it to work. I did not give a shit. I wore it to work. I wore the jumpsuit. You know, it didn't get dirty. Obviously, I was a bit more careful. But the point is, I'm so scared to wear these to work. So I think it just shows you how much I love this piece. It's the leather. It's beautiful, beautiful leather. I really think it's leather. It's not the silhouette. It's the material, which is why I love this piece so much. So I believe I made the right choice in getting rid of the TE and getting the leather version, because now when I wear them, I get incredibly, incredibly happy, and I feel super joyful whenever I wear this, knowing that it's leather. Tuck versus untucked. What I mean by this is when worn as trousers, you can either tuck the shirt in or keep them untucked. I am personally a fan of the untucked because they sit so high, so when you tuck your shirt in, you see so much of the jumpsuit, you see so much of the interior lining. It looks a bit off-putting. Zip or unzip on the hem. So price again, it is jumpsuit. I thought I would wear it a lot more unzipped, but now that I've gotten it, I really like this look where you keep it zipped up and then just keep it really high on the kiss boot. It looks really good to me. I'm not a big fan of the flare look because, you know, again, it's elasticized. So anyway, I really love this bunchy, messy looking when you have, like, just look at the beard right now. It's beautiful like this. The creases, the crop nature, since the kiss boots are so high on the leg, beautiful. Everything is beautiful. I want to take a moment and appreciate how great these leather jumpsuits look with the kiss boots. Obviously, they look great with my other boots as well, but with the kiss boot, there's just something magical about it. You've seen the B-roll throughout this video. I'm just going to include 10 more seconds of just what this leather jumpsuit looks like with the kiss boot because they're so beautiful. Bathroom. Luckily, I haven't needed to take a shit while I'm out in public because I refuse. I refuse to take a shit in public because I like my toilet better. And with this particular leather jumpsuit, I refuse to let this beautiful leather jumpsuit sit on the dirty floor of the bathroom. It's insane to me. That I would never do that. I will take it off completely. If one day it catches me off guard, I will take it off completely, hang it, so I'll just be naked essentially with a t-shirt. So I'm not gonna put this leather jumpsuit on the dirty bathroom floor. Peeing is fine, you know, you can hold up the garment, but it is a big hassle. So I do feel your pain now, ladies. I understand what it feels like now to wear rompers. I have been able to test these leather jumpsuit a few times now out in the winter when it was really cold. It was like 20-30 degrees in the winter here in Boston here. So it's been great. It keeps my body a bit warmer, which is what I wanted it to do because I use it as a base layer. And, you know, I put either a sweater or a jacket or something on there. The leather, it's so good at keeping the cold air out and keeping your body insulated. And there was this day where it was like 15 to 18 degrees. No, it was like 20 to 30 degrees, but it felt like 15 to 18. And I wore this leather jumpsuit with my down jacket. It kept me so warm that I was kind of sweating a little bit because my body was so insulated. Okay, wearing it. I love wearing it so much. But first of all, let's just talk about the dangles. I love the dangle. They add so much character to the outfit. They add so much character. I just love looking at the dangles when I wear it with my kiss boots. And in the upcoming winter, I'm gonna wear this jumpsuit a lot. I'm gonna use it as a base layer. So I will put a down jacket over or a sweater or whatever. But if it's not too hot in my room, I will film what I wear. But it is currently really hot. I'm filming this in August, so it's hot right now. It's like high 80s or low 90s. It's been really, really hot in Boston these past couple of days. And as a pair of trousers, they're a lot more versatile when it comes to footwear because when you wear these as a jumpsuit, they only look good with boots, specifically kiss boots. But when you wear this as a pair of trousers, you know, as a Bauhaus trouser, I think they look good with Crocs. They look good with Geo basket. They look good with some of my other boots. But for some reason, I just think that when you wear it as a jumpsuit, they only look good with the kiss boot. The silhouette of it, I don't know how to explain it. I would try to find words to explain it for the next video, but they just look really good. So it's more versatile as a pair of trousers than they are as a pair of jumpsuit. A simple black and white tee works great with these. Don't overcomplicate it. Let the trouser do the talking. The fact that you can wear these as a pair of trousers, incredible. Two birds, one stone. I love it. Reversible, multifunctional. I love all of this shit. This is one of the reasons. This is when I know I love something. The day I got it, I wanted to get a second pair. That's how much I love these jumpsuits. But I'm gonna be patient. It will die down because I already have it. I don't need the second pair that looks exactly the same but in different color. And on top of that, getting these jumpsuit has quenched my thirst for the Bauhaus trousers. So that saved me another $1,000 right there. So, you know, obviously I do wish it came with the drawstring so then it would look more like the Bauhaus trouser, but not a big deal. Maybe I can add it on my own. Maybe I already have. Maybe I already filmed a segment for that. But if I haven't, obviously I would love the drawstring. The dangle. I love the dangle. Do you guys remember back in like 2012, 2013, the Tumblr era, you know? Everybody, every celebrity, every Tumblr girls and guys, they were wearing the red flannel on their vest. This reminds me of that look and it gives me that vibe, and I love that vibe. I did it a few times. I don't know if I have any photos, but I did it. I love the dangle look. A lot of people are not a fan because they feel like it's too out of trend, but who gives a shit about trend? Who cares? Just wear what you like. So I love the dangle. You might hate it, but anyway, I love it. I love the dangle so much. I can't say enough about it. I can't say enough good things about the dangles. Anyway, final thoughts on this piece. This is a leather jumpsuit. It's beautiful. I love it so much. I love the leather. I love the blend. Obviously, I don't love the thinness, but it's a new type of leather for me. It's new. It's new. New is good. I really enjoy wearing it, and I have worn it plenty. And this is one of those pieces where when I walk past my closet, I just run my hand through it. Just I want to feel like, or like randomly throughout the day, I just put it on, wear it, see what it feels like. It's one of those pieces. I really like it. I am still looking to get the Gary jumpsuit, but if Rick ever decide to upgrade these Bauhaus jumpsuit to all the talking points that I talked about previously, with the likes of the drawstring, the butt detailing, and the non-elasticized hem, I think I would get that. But so far, right now, at this moment, I'm looking to get the Gary jumpsuit. We'll see though. I'm very happy with this model I have. I'm gonna keep this for a long time, but if Rick ever upgrade, I will sell this and get the new version. Yeah, that's it. That's the end of this video. My name is MAKASY. Have a good day. It was a pain in the ass to film this video. Bye-bye.